T3, January 2016. Rectangle is 10 by 6, which means this length here is 10. If this is 8, then this part is 2. So the first not shaded bit is 2 times 6, which is 12. Second section then is 12 by 8, which means that this is 6, and 6 times 8 is 48. So altogether that's 60 centimetres squared. Area of a circle is pi r squared. We've got to be careful here. We have diameter. Radius is half, so in this case that's 10.5. So we want pi times 10.5 times 10.5, which is 346.36, but we have both sides of the mirror, so the total is 692.7, and the question asked us to the nearest whole number, so 693. We have a right angle triangle, so we have 42 across the diagonal, the height of the screen, which is 20.4, and then we have the width that we've been asked to find. The hypotenuse is opposite the right angle, and Pythagoras' theorem is the hypotenuse squared equals the sum of the squares of the other two sides. That means the width squared, x squared, is 42 squared minus 20.4 squared. So x squared is 1347.84, and the square root of that gives us our answer, which means that x is 36.7 inches. Volume of a prism is cross-sectional area times length, so that's 120 times 22, and 120 times 22 is 2640. 200 is a product of its prime factors. I'm going to divide by a prime number. I'm going to divide by 5, which gives me 40. Divide by 5 again, which gives me 8. And then I can keep dividing by 2 until I get 1. Index notation means 5 squared times 2 cubed. So our number is 5 squared times 2 cubed. We've been asked what do we multiply 200 by to make a cube number, and 2 cubes already cubed, so if I multiply it by 5 to the power 1, that will give me 5 cubed, so they'll both be cubed. I'm going to start by working out the total amount that we have at the end of 3 years. I'm going to use the formula. That's the multiplier to the number of years multiplied by 1,600, the original amount. You can also do this year by year, and I'll show you how to set that out. That gives £1,852.20. Be careful, don't use 0.20 because it's money. And we have been asked for the amount of interest, so if we take away 1,600, we're left with £252.20, which to the nearest pound is 252. If you're doing it year by year, in the first year we get 5% on the 1,600, which gives us 1,680. Then for the second year, we get 5% on the 1,680, and we keep repeating that. Trial improvement means to try values and then say, make a better guess. So I'm going to start with 3. 3 cubed minus 6 times 3 is 9, which is too small. I'm going to try the next whole number then, which is 4. And 4 cubed minus 6 times 4 is 40, which is too big. Tells me that the answer is somewhere between 3 and 4, and it's closer to 3 than it is to 4. So I'm going to do 3.1 next, and that gives me 11.191, which is also too small. So I'm going to do 3.2, which gives me 13.568, and that's too big. I now know the answer's either 3.1 or 3.2 to one decimal place, so I'm going to do the midpoint test. Halfway between 3.1 and 3.2 is 3.15, and 3.15 cubed minus 6 times 3.15 is 12.35. That's too big, which means that the answer is the smaller number, 3.1. To simplify, we expand the brackets. 5t minus 10 minus 12 plus 6t. So we've got to be careful here. It's minus 3 times minus 2, which is plus 6. 5t plus 6t is 11t, and minus 10 take away 12 is minus 22. Using the grid method to expand this bracket, we have e squared 4e minus 7e and minus 28. So e squared plus 4e minus 7e minus 28 gives me e squared minus 3e minus 28. As cars get older, their value decreases, and if one thing increases as the other decreases, that is a negative correlation. Two variables that would display no correlation, that's things that are totally unrelated, would be your shoe size and your maths score. You could pick any two random things here.